Hi, my name is Dayan Hartill-Law. I'm the executive chef here at HOTA Home of the Arts. I oversee the food program for all of the venues here. So we have our exhibitionist bar on level 5. We have the HOTA Cafe, we have palette restaurants, and we also have a pretty incredible events program as well. Been living here for 10 years, came from Melbourne. I was running the press club down there. So George Columbaris's signature premier restaurant. Yeah, we'd just had my son. I loved that job. It was an incredible space. Working with George was incredible. Being able to do the food that we were doing was incredible. The R&D kitchen, I still have dreams about it. That thing was, a $10-odd million kitchen with any piece of equipment that you could imagine. My son was born at the end of November, and I went back to work. And obviously over the Christmas period, we had just this kind of storm of events. We had an offsite at somebody's house. We had, I think at the time, Oprah was in town, so we were doing some catering for Oprah. And the venue was full. We had the test kitchen was also a dining room, so there was test kitchens every night. Obviously that's what you aim for. You aim to be busy, you aim to do all of those things. But I think I ended up going, it was 10 or 11 days without picking my son up. And I just said, this is not what I want to be. This is not who I want to be. And I got a phone call from a recruitment friend of mine, and she said that the dining room at Palazzo Versace Vanitas was looking for a chef de cuisine. Was that something that I was interested in? And it had always been one of my bucket list rooms that I wanted to run. It happened pretty quickly. I think it was the start of Jan that I got that call, and we were here by the end of January. This space was kind of destined to be a lot more, I guess, casual than the product that we created. It's an opportunity. The building is iconic. The capacity to be able to be inspired by art every single day, and to work in a space where I guess, we have the opportunity to be able to create food that is full of heart. It's kind of a bit of a nod to the region. We try and really just lean into what and who we are. I think all of those things were too good to not really jump at. The number one guiding principle was for this space to always be inspired by the art. The current exhibition, Kendone, it's kind of a bit of a journey through his life in decades. And then we go, okay, cool, is that going to fit with our menu journey? Or is it, maybe something different that we need to look at? And then they'll go through basically piece by piece, what it is, if the artist has any kind of history behind why they've done what they've done, the materials used, where it was painted or where it was sculpted, or any host of those different things that we then try and, I guess, formulate a plan to go, all right, how is that going to inspire us? What within that level of detail is inspiring what we can do and how we can translate? We look at it in so many different ways. We look at literal translation. We look at it laterally. So for the sake of the Archibald 100 that we had earlier this year or late last year, it's 100 portraits of people. So we're not going to do a literal translation there. So we looked at who the individuals were and what they kind of stood for, or how they were framed or those types of things, or even in the case of some of them, what was their favorite food. Big measure for us is then when the diner joins us, for our tasting menu, they'll be with us for 2.5 to 3 hours. And we go through how we make those connections and what that means and where that comes from. We look in our backyard first. So we kind of draw this big circle around where we are, where we possibly can. Obviously, we run into challenges when we hit poor weather, or sometimes just what we're looking for is not available. But for the most part, majority of our menu sits within that region. We're very, very lucky to have the Northern Rivers to the south of us, the Darling Downs and the Lower Darling Downs, the Scenic Rim, and the Sunshine Coast, which are all prevalent growing regions with really, really incredible produce, farming really, really well. We've got hunters that go out and catch kangaroo. We've got, myself and some others that go out and forage, different endemic species to the southeast quadrant. We've got, some of the most pristine oceans with incredible fish and shellfish and cephalopods that are being caught. So then that's the kind of other layer that we add into what we're talking about in this space. We understand that one of the key proponents of this city is tourism. So being able to kind of talk to food within this region